Hello and welcome to another video review. This is Ghost Recon for PC and Xbox. Now, I'll admit it right here and right now, I'm a Tom Clancy fan, both the novels and the games. But I haven't played all of the games, of course, but, and I haven't read all the novels, of course, but, Ghost Recon is one of the few of Tom Clancy's games that I absolutely love. It's also one of the most niche games that is in his lineup. He didn't exactly write them, but he's, got his name on the license and stuff. So, Ghost Recon 1 is the only game in the series to be a tactical shooter in the vein of Rainbow Six, Rogue Spear, Raven Shield, etc. And, it really shows when you get to the gameplay, but I'm going to start with the graphics as I usually do. Now, the visuals are what you'd expect from 2000-2001. The textures are pretty low res, the models aren't exactly the best. The animations are actually pretty smooth and consistent with, realistic type of thing. I wouldn't say that, they will knock you out of the water or anything, but they do provide a little bit of realism there for you, and that's pretty nice. The environments aren't very well detailed. That's expected. The game engines couldn't handle the environments as well back in the 2000-2001, and this game barely makes the cutoff for to be a modern game, to be honest with you, because I say anything from 2000 and older is actually a classic, and anything from 2000 on is a modern game. So anyway, the visuals, they're average for the time period. They're not bad, they're not great. They haven't really aged all that well. So if you're one of those sticklers for graphics, then you probably want to avoid this. Now, the sound design in this game is excellent, but the sound engine itself has some problems. I have sounds cut out occasionally on me, but it's really not that big of a deal. I think it's mostly just because of the sound engine's limitations. All the bullets, whizzing by your head, they make you want to duck for cover. The gunshots are suitably concussive and realistic. They're not overly realistic or overly concussive, and that's the thing. Most games these days either go one way or the other, and it just sounds weird in the end result. But anyway, I would say that the voice acting isn't perfect, but it works really well. It's nothing that'll blow you away, but it fits just right where it needs to be. Like all your squad chatter, it really gets you into the mood for the game. And the music is phenomenal. Bill Brown did the composing and everything, and it's just epic. I mean, I've got the music playing in this review, in the background, so you can hear some of it, but I mean, it's just great, and it fits perfectly in every single spot it's in. I mean, it feels like an action movie kind of score, but it doesn't really overshadow the actual tactical gameplay. Now, gameplay is what really comes down to the line in this one. It's a tactical shooter in the vein of Rainbow Six, Rogue Spear, that kind of thing. It's nothing like the rest of the games in the Ghost Recon series. And I say nothing, and I mean it. It is almost nothing like them, except for the name. You're playing as a squad in this game. You can switch between any squad member at will, whoever you want, doesn't matter. And you got your command map, and you send your squads around trying to accomplish certain objectives. And of course, you have your specialists. You have riflemen who are basic infantry. They have grenade launchers as their special weapon, basically. You have the demo men, and they have both demo charges and anti-tank missiles. You have the snipers. You have and then of course there's the unlockable characters, all of whom are absolutely awesome. You'll want to get all those as much as you can. You do that by completing all of the objectives, including the optional ones. And so, and of course, your characters upgrade over time, because you're given points to spend on different skills like weapon, leadership, stealth, endurance, and, so different things like that. And, those actually do affect the game, surprisingly enough, but, anyway, the main problem with the game isn't the fact that it's a tactical shooter. The main problem with the game is the coding on the AI. It's ridiculous. And I say ridiculous as in, I got blasted through, like, a wall, of stone by, a low-caliber machine gun and died in one hit. And you know, that's the thing about this game. You get shot once and you're wounded. You get shot again and you're dead. And most of the time, you'll just get shot like twice in, you know, 1 second and you're dead. So it's just like, crap, I've, you know, lost my entire squad. How am I going to finish this? Because the ironic thing is, the game, like, doesn't end until your entire team's dead or until you can't complete the objectives anymore. And then you have to restart the whole mission. So, and the missions are big. Let me tell you that. They are big. They're just, the map size is just huge. But anyway, I would say that the gameplay is really, really difficult but fun. But that's the problem with it. You can't go online anymore, and at least as far as I know, you can't anyway, unless they, you know, suddenly made UB.com amazing again. But the, you know, it's a fun game. It's just, you know, I don't know if your replay value is as good as it used to be, but you know, it's still a fun game. I'd say for people who are into Rainbow Six or have played Ghost Recon and any of the other games and want to try out the original, I'd say go for it. If you're trying to get into tactical games, do not play Ghost Recon first, because it is a really, really difficult game, and it will probably put you off from the rest of the games in the genre. But anyway, you know, I'd say it's a great game in the series, you know, comparatively, because Ghost Recon 2 was god-awful, and, you know, Advanced Warfighter and Advanced Warfighter 2 were okay. They weren't really great, but they were okay. And then, of course, you get the new one, Ghost Recon Future Soldier, which looks like it might be awesome, but in a different way, more like the Call of Duty kind of awesome, and I'm kind of sick of everything basically mimicking Call of Duty now. But anyway, you know, Ghost Recon, highly recommend it, 4 out of 5, thanks for watching.